Right, I think we're recording. Never really know what I'm doing. So, Happy New Year, Happy Christmas, and all that. So I came here the other week with this, just after New Year, and a load of kids came, so I had to abort it because I didn't want to become part of Operation U-Tree. So yeah, I had to turn off the video camera. They were all cycling around. They were sound, dead nice lads, but obviously didn't want to film them, so I had to turn it all off. But basically I managed to rip off the entire under tray here. This, ripped it all off, flapping. So somehow I ripped that off. That meant I've had to change the rear bulkheads, because it ripped it out of the bulkheads. So I've done the rear bulkheads. That led me to discover the rear diff was chipped. So I've done new rear diff, ring and pinion, not new rear diff, just ring and pinion, because it was chipped on the teeth. I've also fitted a blue aluminium front protector there. I thought that might be handy if it does any, frontal nose drops. Looks quite smart as well. I've done it in blue, I thought. It was only cheap off AliExpress, really well made. It's just a bit of metal, so I mean, you can pay a lot for that from Traxxas, but it seems fine. So next job will be get one for the rear. So yeah, actually nothing wrong with the front diff, but I fitted that metal plate to it anyway, because I can't remember why. There was a reason, but I can't remember what it was. But anyway, so it's fitted on the front. I will get one for the back, which is where there was actually a couple of chipped teeth. But that's the only thing, that's the only chipped teeth in the diff there's ever been since I've had it. Also, I managed to come out and not actually secure this front bumper, and it was loose and went under my new expensive shell and has cracked the shell, because this was flapping and went under the shell. So all in all, it was like a disaster run. Ripped off all the rear lower skid plate, which then in turn ripped all my well, I didn't rip anything really, it just stripped the bulkhead, because your skid plates go into the bulkhead, which is annoying. About as annoying as doing that. So yeah, so new upper and lower bulkhead, but that actually gave me the chance to look at the middle diff, which needed a couple of new bearings. It was pretty manky in there, to be honest. Again, only ever really looked in there once since I've had it, so overdue a bit of maintenance on the middle diff, which I did. So I've got a couple of new bearings on there. Also, it's sort of, because one of the bearings had sort of gone, it sort of melted the area where the middle diff sits. This is all hidden right in the middle of the car. You have to take all these things apart to see it, if that makes sense. You have to sort of remove the rear bulkhead, upper and lower, to see that, which I did see. And that's when I noticed it was all a bit of a mess in there, to be honest. So it was due the new diff housing, so that's good. So I was pleased I looked at that. No wear or anything. The metal was all good. The diffs themselves were fine. It was just the housing they were in. So split it there as well, look. That's the stickers. Gone really well, this new shell. So what I'm struggling with is I've been running this with the 2046 gearing, which gave it a little bit of air control. 2050, you haven't got much air control. So you're struggling to bring it out of nose dives, because you just, especially without my ramp, because you're not getting very high, so you haven't got much chance, much time to correct it. And as you can see, coming at this ramp this way, it's hitting the nose and making it go forward into like a front flip. And when it goes into a front flip, I haven't got enough time to save it. So basically my little SAM jump is getting worn away. It's all right there, look. But here, Jesus, I think that's what it just hit. But yeah, coming at it nose first, it's just hitting this and sending it crazy. If that makes sense. You know what I mean. It's coming up, hitting it and sending it like that. That's a bit better. So I didn't bring the ramp today. One, because I couldn't be arsed to carry it. And secondly, because I didn't really want to break anything. I'm still waiting on this Notorious to arrive. So you've got half a chance of correcting it when it's like that, but not when it's nose down. It's you can't pull it back up. That 2046 gearing was brilliant. It really woke this truck up, to be honest. What I might do though is just put a Max 6 in it, the 160 amp one, which I think will be a pretty much beautiful. I think will be a pretty much a straight fit. Without too much modding of the chassis. And then I'll be able to leave it on 2050 gearing. But should liven it up a little bit, I've been told. Although, to be fair, this is good, isn't it? Got some little light Gens Ace 5000s in this. Just some little Gens Ace bashing 5000 milliamps. Just keep the weight down for this little run. Might try that little GPM metal catch for these. I've been told that they really make a difference. As if it's the latch itself that causes it to come off, if that makes sense. As if it's the latch that creates the body ejections. Which I didn't think it would be. I thought it was, well, God knows. I don't know what I thought it was. I didn't think it was that latch of all the things. I wouldn't have thought it would. I wouldn't have thought it would have been the latch. So these batteries are quite light, so that might be why it's tipping a little bit more. It's not got quite so much, not as heavy, so it's a little bit more. Don't know. Who knows? Maybe it's just I can't drive. I keep trying to get it on 2 wheels, don't I, as well? Like keeping it on 2 wheels, which a heavy one on the front. Good job I got that aluminium diff cover in it. And again, cannot save it. Once it is like that, with these tyres and this gearing at this height, you can't pull it out. Oh, I've also put a different Cush drive in as well. Like you can buy these 3D printed Cush, you know, the rubber polymer bit that goes in the middle of your Cush drive. Somebody was selling like a reinforced one, so I suppose in theory it's a bit like fitting a little bit of a strong, or tightening up your slipper clutch, I guess. So if you're not aware, these have a middle diff and a Cush drive, and the Cush drive is, the only way I can describe it is if you've got a food blender, bear with me with this, but if you've got a food blender, when you push your blades, however they're sort of designed, when you push your blades into the food blender, they clip into like into a thing that spins, obviously, normally on the housing of the device, and then you put your blades on top, and your blades go into the device with like rubber teeth that go in, and then when it spins, obviously the rubber teeth move and they rotate the blade. And the idea, I'm guessing, is that because they're rubber, is if you did shove your hand in there, the rubber would start to slip and it wouldn't keep cutting your hand off, or whatever else you put in there, you know, bone or God knows what. Made that a little bit dark, haven't I? You know, if you put something in there that won't chop up, basically the rubber teeth will slip, and that's what this has got. So as well as the middle diff, it's also got this kind of like rubberized teeth section inside the what's it inside? It's inside the spur. So yeah, quite clever really. So you've got a middle clutch and a kind of a interface to save you from destroying your gears. Anyway, that's quite soft rubber, and somebody sells hardened 3D printed ones. So I fitted one of them to it. So it should be a little bit more direct. You haven't got this rubber thing giving, in theory. So I've done a few bits and bobs. That's it, LVC. Small batteries. I like the shell. I put new stickers on it, which are a lot better than the ones it comes with. I mean, they don't last long, obviously, they just fall off, but probably me not putting them on correctly. But they were really, really smart. The glass and the design on them is really, really good. Somebody on one of the groups mentioned it. Pity this body keeps catching there, look. I might have to trim it. It's coming over the top of the back bumper. Which is irritating. It's just lifting over. I might have to trim. That. But yeah, really, really cool. And obviously it comes with a British flag, which, because I'm British, well, I'm English, I quite like. So yeah, so that was uneventful, wasn't it? I don't think anything's broke. Gears sound alright, because obviously they've all been serviced. Took some big hits on the front, didn't I? Let's have a look. Yeah, no drama. Everything all seems okay. Front bumper's a little bit wonky for some reason. Not sure why. Ugh. Screws are all in there. It is off though, isn't it? But all okay. Yeah. Pretty good. No disasters. I like how it looks. It looks good. A bit more realistic, this shell, than the standard one, I suppose. But it's not really lasting any better, if truth be known. You know, it's split, isn't it? Split at the back, split at the front. I think it was, I don't know if it was more expensive or not. I can't remember. Probably similar, maybe, I don't know. Probably about the same price as the Traxxas one. Except you have to stick all the stickers on. And the stickers that Proline supply, you have to cut out with a craft knife. They're not pre-cut. So that's annoying. Anyway, see you in a bit. Thanks for watching.